I'm Greg Moser. I'm superintendent of the utilities for the village of Slinger, Wisconsin. In an attempt to avoid a $6 million upgrade to an already fairly new facility, only 10 years old, we're basically trying to desperately optimize our plant in any way possible to achieve the future limit of 0.075 milligrams per liter of phosphorus in our discharge. With a plant that, when designed, our limit was a 1.0 milligrams per liter. We went to a few classes and we realized there's things we can do to, in fact, change us into more of a BioP plant. And initially, not even dreaming of thinking we could actually meet the limit, the future limit, but just to see how close we could get. The first thing we did was we had to understand where our ORP readings were. So we installed an ORP probe in the oxidation ditch, and that would give us an idea on how the oxygen level was in our outside ring of our oxidation ditch. And we converted that outside ring into a very anaerobic environment, starving those microorganisms of oxygen, making them stressed, releasing the phosphorus inside their cells. So when they get to the second ring of our oxidation ditch and they get the oxygen, they intake all the phosphorus they released and then some more. And that's how BioP typically works. Even though we weren't designed that way, we got that to work. Instead of the traditional disc aerators that moved the solids in the oxidation ditch, they moved it great, but they also introduced too much oxygen. We still needed the water to flow and move through the tank, but we did not want to introduce that kind of oxygen, so we added a submersible mixer and removed some of the discs and shut down one disk drive altogether. That has allowed us to achieve that condition in that outer oxidation. Without chemical, just in BioP alone, we were able to get down to a 0.3 milligrams per liter. Then we started playing with chemicals. As the water works its way through the oxidation ditch, enters the splitter box right before it goes to the two clarifiers, we added chemical there for the first time. We had traditionally always added chemical in the outside ring, and by changing that addition point, which required a little bit of work from our guys to run the chemical line there, and being in Wisconsin in the freezing weather 4 or 5 months out of the year, had to get creative with keeping a chemical line above ground from freezing, which they did. We found that this is indeed possible, and in fact in 2018 we made that future low limit of 0.075 6 months out of the year, and we're trying to improve on that this year. So we are currently working on tweaking a few more things, maybe with a second chemical and a second addition point, possibly to polish it up just that little bit more. One would be trading, maybe restore some stream banks downstream to prevent erosion and phosphorus from entering the stream that way, and also trading possibly with the city of Hartford downstream from us as well. So with all these things together, we're desperately trying to achieve that limit without a huge capital investment for the village and all the ratepayers.